Have you ever wondered if it's still okay to fall in love at 70? After loss, after grief, after all the years, is love still possible? And what happens when love finds you again after everything you've lost? At 72, Harold sat quietly on the porch of his little cottage in Oregon, watching the morning fog roll in from the trees, a cup of lukewarm coffee in his hands. His wedding ring, the one from his first marriage, still on his finger, though his wife passed 8 years ago. But lately someone new had entered his life. Her name was Martha. She laughed with her eyes, cooked too much soup, and always insisted on walking him to the mailbox, even when he said he was fine. Harold felt his heart stir again, something he hadn't felt in years. And yet, every night, he lay awake, asking himself, should I really remarry at this age? Am I doing the right thing? Or is this just loneliness pretending to be love? He's not alone in asking those questions. Many people over 70 find themselves in a similar space alone, healing, and suddenly rediscovering a spark of connection. It can be beautiful. It can be confusing. And most of all, it can be life-changing. Today, we explore 5 important truths that senior life experts and counselors want every older adult to know before remarrying after 70. This isn't about telling you what to do. It's about helping you understand what's really happening beneath the surface in your heart, in your life, and in the world around you. So if you've loved before, and you're thinking about loving again, this is for you. Truth number 1. Love after 70 is real, but different. Love doesn't end with age, it evolves. Dr. Elaine Morrison, a geriatric counselor who has spent over 30 years working with older couples, once said, "Love after 70 is not about fixing each other. It's about holding space for each other. You no longer search for someone to start a life with. You look for someone to help finish the story gracefully, a partner in the softest, slowest chapters of life. It might not have the fireworks of youth, but it often has something deeper. Trust, gentleness, shared silences, and a kind of tenderness that only time can teach. But that doesn't mean it's simple. This kind of love often carries layers of grief, caution, wisdom, and even fear. You might be afraid of getting hurt again, of outliving someone, of not being enough, or of moving on when the world says you shouldn't. But experts agree, it's okay to love again. The key is being honest with yourself about what you're looking for. Is it companionship? Intimacy? Security? A second chance? Once you understand that, you can open your heart not like you did at 30, but in the unique, beautiful way only someone over 70 can. Truth number 2. Grief doesn't disappear. It transforms. For most seniors, love after 70 doesn't happen in a vacuum. It arrives in the shadow of loss. Your first spouse might have passed away, or you may be divorced after decades of trying. And now, when someone new walks into your life, it can stir up not only excitement, but guilt. Martha, the woman Harold fell in love with, had been a widow for over 10 years. Her late husband died slowly, painfully, from cancer. She had built a new life, gone to church alone, learned how to sleep on one side of the bed. And then Harold showed up. She found herself smiling more, cooking again. But every now and then, she would break down in tears and say, "I feel like I'm cheating on someone who isn't even here anymore." That emotion is not rare. Psychologists call it ambiguous loyalty. It's the tension between honoring the past and embracing the present. Senior life experts recommend 3 things. Talk openly about your late spouse with your new partner. It doesn't weaken your bond, it strengthens it. Create rituals to honor the memory. A photo on the shelf, a shared story, a moment of silence on an anniversary. And most importantly, give yourself permission to feel joy again. Guilt is not proof of loyalty, and healing is not betrayal. Grief doesn't vanish, but it does change shape. And sometimes, new love is the softest way it transforms. Truth number 3. Remarrying, after 70, is also a legal and financial decision. Let's talk about something far less romantic, but just as important. Getting married at 25 is mostly about love. Getting married after 70? It's also about Social Security, pension benefits, inheritance, property rights, Medicare coverage, and long-term care. Senior life advisors always warn, before you say I do, make sure you've said I understand, especially to your attorney. Why? Because remarrying after 70 can cancel your Social Security survivor benefits from a previous spouse, disqualify you from certain VA or pension benefits, shift your estate plan, unintentionally cutting out your adult children, place legal and financial responsibilities on your new spouse if you need long-term care or nursing home placement. This doesn't mean you shouldn't marry, but it does mean you should prepare thoughtfully and thoroughly. Experts suggest meeting with an elder law attorney to understand how remarriage affects your finances, drafting a prenup that protects both partners' assets, updating your will, health directives, and power of attorney documents. Love is about trust, and clear legal planning is one of the deepest ways to express that trust by protecting each other from confusion, conflict, or unintended burdens. Truth number 4. Family dynamics change and not everyone will celebrate. Here's something most people don't prepare for. Sometimes, when seniors find love again, their adult children don't respond with joy. They worry, they judge, or they simply don't understand. Karen was 74 when she married again. Her 3 children, all in their 42nd, didn't attend the wedding. They said she was rushing, that she was being manipulated, that she didn't need anyone at her age. What they didn't see was how lonely Karen had been, how she had wept for years, how finding someone to share mornings and meals with had quite literally brought her back to life. Dr. Stephanie Lynn, a family therapist, notes, when seniors remarry, it reactivates old family stories, especially if there's inheritance or loyalty to a deceased parent involved. Kids may feel displaced or afraid of losing part of their history. If you're considering remarriage, it's important to talk openly with your children about your decision. Reassure them that this isn't about replacing anyone, it's about continuing your life in peace. Consider family counseling if tension runs high. Remember, you deserve happiness. But part of that happiness will come from how you help your loved ones understand this new chapter, even if they don't approve at first. Truth number 5. Love is still worth it, even with all the risks. After all is said and done, the paperwork, the grief, the children's opinions, the final truth is this. It's okay to choose love again, even if it doesn't last 40 years, even if it ends in caretaking, even if it makes some people uncomfortable. Because love at 70 is not about forever. It's about now. It's about watching the sunrise with someone who holds your hand. It's about sharing soup and stories and quiet evenings. It's about feeling alive again, not in a dramatic, youthful way, but in a soft, real way that matters deeply. Harold and Martha eventually did get married. They had a small ceremony in her backyard with just a few friends. No white dresses, no tuxedos. Just 2 people, standing under an old oak tree, holding hands like they had nothing to prove and everything to share. A year later, Harold had a minor stroke. Martha was there every day during his rehab. 2 years later, she was diagnosed with early-stage dementia. Harold cooked for her every night. They never traveled far, but they never spent a day apart again. They didn't measure their love in decades. They measured it in kindness, in patience, in daily presence. And in the end, that's all most of us really want. If you're over 70 and wondering whether to open your heart again, remember this. You are not too old. You are not too broken. You are not too late. Love has no deadline. Only your permission. Take your time. Talk with experts. Talk with your children. Talk with yourself. But don't let fear or guilt keep you from something beautiful. Because the truth is, even after everything you've been through, you still deserve joy. You still deserve laughter. You still deserve love. And if you've found it, even in a quiet, unexpected place, don't be afraid to say yes. If this video spoke to your heart, if it reminded you that love doesn't have an expiration date, or if you simply found comfort in knowing you're not alone, then please, give this video a like to let us know it meant something to you. Share it with a friend, a parent, or someone who may be quietly wondering if it's too late for them to love again. And if you haven't already, we invite you to subscribe to Golden Age Life, a place where we tell real stories, ask gentle questions, and honor the beautiful, complex journey of life after 60. You are not alone on this path, and we'd be honored to walk it with you.